Tell me what happened the day of the crash.
It's really hard for me to put it completely together. But I do remember my sister and I, we were driving around and there was just this young girl and we pulled over and we actually picked her up and she was a twin, an identical twin, and she was actually from Syracuse. That's the one thing that I completely remember. And we were like laughing, we were just talking about just life and how much we care about each other.
Where were you going from and to?
We were camping and then we were passing this one area and we were just taking a little leisure drive.
You'd picked this girl up but you'd already let her out.
Yeah, we dropped her off at wherever the farm place was.
And what road are you on?
It would have to be Hana Road. I wasn't that familiar with the roads.
This is on the side of a mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a straight road, it's a winding road?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that when the car went over, it wasn't a wall, it was like a dirt berm. I still feel there's so much to this feeling that I'm did that really happen?
So on the left, you say there's not a guardrail, there's just a berm. Mm-hmm. Just dirt piled up. So what's happening inside the car at the time?
We were just talking. We were just having a conversation. I know that the day before that, the tire went out. We were up in where Hana was, and there was this gentleman, so he switched the tire for us. So we were driving on that donut. It was a little rainy, but the whole thing was a tragic, horrible, awful situation. And then some people had thought that we had knowledge of that one little part of the one little road where there was no road. It was just natural erosion.
Who is this Frederico Bailey?
He was somebody that we knew for about 30 days.
Well, according to this Frederico Bailey, he said that he and Anastasia were going to go camping and that you had come along and that there was a fight between you and your sister.
They were punching each other and slapping at each other and hitting each other in the first seat. I was in the back seat of the car at the time.
And that you guys left the campground without him, but that you came back. He said that he was upset because he realized that you guys had purchased alcohol and that when you were not drinking, that you were the nicest, sweetest people ever, but that when alcohol was involved, you turned into completely different people. I'm just telling you what he said.
There's so much that he said, to be honest, that for 30 days of knowing of him, I don't even know.
Had you been drinking at all when you got in the car?
No.
When you guys are driving, when you actually leave the road, where were you headed?
We were headed back to Haiku.
The witnesses said that when the car went by, it was in the middle of the road and that the two of you were yelling and screaming and that she was pulling your hair.
There was a lot of different things that were said, especially from the beginning and then to the trial, that were totally different.
Lawrence Lau, who was chaperoning a Boy Scout troop, said that he sees the white SUV in the middle of the highway and you could tell that the driver was very violently swearing at somebody else in the car. So she floored it and was in a rage as she sped past us. Then the judge said, the crime scene investigation said your sister had a clump of your hair in her hand. I mean, how did she have a clump of your hair in her hand?
I don't know. That's the most traumatic thing that I don't, did she pull my hair? I can't say that everything.
I think this is really important to get this behind you so it's not rattling around in your mind. You're in the car, you're driving along the highway. Take me through the moment that you realized we're going over the side.
I played it so many times in my mind. I've tried to, at least. I don't know, having that wheel go out, hitting the dirt berm, going over. I don't know if I could actually like really just like process that right now. What happened that day, an accident happened. I don't know why I'm here, that I survived.